Mark in the count. The swing arm now coming back as our countdown continues.
Good afternoon to the folks here, on the West Coast, and to the folks over there on the East Coast. Hello, everybody. Hope you're doing well. What's up, Grumps?
What's up, Brick? How are you?
I'm doing well, man. Welcome to the channel. Good to get you on here, man. Thanks for hanging out.
Thank you for the invite.
Yeah, man. We're gonna talk some toys.
Yes, sir.
And it's, of course, you're going by Grumps, but Bat Force. The Bat Force Grump is what we also know you of as a person who's been on the Bat Force podcast. So forgive me if I'm, a decade.
Yeah.
Forgive me if I'm keeping you pigeonholed or typecasted, but I kind of wanted to use today as the excuse for me to talk a little bit about Batman. I don't talk actually enough, and that might have been by design, right? Where you like, damn it, this guy doesn't talk enough Batman. I need to get in here.
No, I mean, you have a great show. I love your topics and everything.
Man. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to hear all about you and you as a collector. I know you definitely look at other things other than Batman, but I love this singular focus that you've developed. Look at you, the artwork. I was asking you earlier, I don't know if you heard me, but who did the artwork that's behind you?
I don't want to say his name wrong. It's JMZ.
Okay.
He did artwork for Between Two Sentinels.
Oh,
he did artwork for the Toy Daddies.
Got it.
He's a Brazilian dude.
Dope.
Super nice guy. Great artist.
I love it. I was noticing.
Actually, he's looking for. I think he's looking for some work right now. So if you go to my page, you'll look up JMZ art, you'll find it.
Okay.
Yeah. So really nice guy.
Yeah, it's cool. So he did the logo, the other logos too with the Grumps. That's cool.
He did that and he did this and yeah,
man. I love talking about artists as well and kind of all the fun nerd adjacent stuff. But I noticed earlier, if you move your head over, I was giving you grief. Like, look, he's got pins. He's got pins.
I know. That's in the collector world, that's sacrilege. Pins. My God.
All right, man. Well, thank you for hanging out with us today. Is the weather better now on the East Coast? Has the snow
much better?
Okay.
65 degrees today.
Okay. Well, it's beautiful here. And it's a little warmer than 65, but still, and I love this, man. We jumped ahead. So I get more sun in the evenings when I come home, which is great.
Yeah.
Let's say hello to the folks. Some folks have been hanging out for a little bit. Thank you, folks. Sorry to keep you waiting. This guy, Blake, did you forget about the whole Spring Forward thing? Because you came in here at 2:46, friend. What's up, man? Good to see you. Ender Shadow is here. Hello. This guy, look, Bats and Bricks.
Oh, man. What a great guy.
Up, Josh? Josh Brown Toys is the best. We're hanging out all the time online on streams. It's like, hey, there's Josh. Spaded One Mook Dysentery is here. We're
Cliffhanger.
All counting on you. Okay, got it. Thank you for waiting, folks. We just had to handle a few little things before we jumped on. What's going on, Pixelated? Thank you so much for stopping through. Mr. Ryan Clark is here. Did I skip the Bridgerton thing? I did. Sorry. What's up, Ryan? Good to see you.
Another great guy. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I want to talk about Batman in all its incarnations, because as you mentioned when we were chatting, you and I are of a certain vintage to remember lots of different Batman versions of Batman. Man,
I gave you some old ones.
Yeah, I love it.
Wow.
That took me back, and some of those are in my mom's collection. I'll talk about that in
Really?
a little bit.
Okay.
Yep. Nolan, what's going on, man? Good to see you, and great job with that bear, man. He took a picture of that Mythic Legions bear and made it look extra good. Oh, you got yours. You guys are so good, man. You open your toys. Mine's in a box down here. Stupid
Something to look forward
brick.
to.
Yeah, but man, this Rising Suns wave, I jumped right into my scapular and umbra because come on, this look at that Mythic Legions unicorn and this dude, so good.
They do a great job on the
Artwork.
horses. Yeah.
Beautiful. All right. That aside, let's see who else. Kenzo, what's going on, man? Oh man, we're gonna talk sports. Don't talk sports. Don't bring sports.
Oh yeah.
That's you guys. You guys.
Oh, you're not a sports guy? Okay.
Can't do it, man. I was bullied too much. No, I don't. No.
I feel like the sports action figure, sports guy action figure collectors are few and far between. I'm one of the rare ones.
I don't know. Every time I go, like Wade's always talking about basketball.
It's basketball, yeah.
And pro wrestling, sports entertainment, of course, becomes a thing as well. I'm just like, all right, this is cool. It's cool to see. I like nerds of all brands, man. I love when people geek out about their things. Larry's Geeky World. Good to see you, man. Let's see. Travis, Mr. Wonderful. Hello, hello, hello. Let's see. Oh, dude, Absolute Grumps.
Absolutely.
You got an absolute line too. Marcus, Gaijin, good to see you.
Oh yeah, a little whiskey. Yeah.
He's ready. He's keeping warm over there too. Let's see. Gabriel, good to see you, man. Happy Sunday to you. This guy, 1-6 shooter. What's going on, Trevor? Yeah. He gets to take pics of all sorts of cool toys.
Oh man.
This guy's always early. Got it. You're just early, man. Andrew Gady's Toys, great to see you. Got to see him earlier while I was coloring with Allison Retro Toy Princess. I got to color some Dune coloring books today.
Oh, cool.
That was fun. Pickle D, hello, sir. Love your stuff, man. This guy's crazy talented too. Super nice guy. TD3 Trooper, what's up, my dudes? And I think that may be it. Sorry if I skipped anyone. Oh, there you go. Look at that. Combat sports and skateboarding. Help me out.
Okay.
Do you know what combat sports is? Spaded, what's combat sports? Are we talking like paintball or is there something more?
Probably UFC, jiu-jitsu.
Sure.
I'm assuming. Yeah.
That I can hang with. That I actually find a lot of weird joy in watching. Bob Morales, 1976, fellow. We're of the same vintage. What's up, John? Okay. Good to see you. The Collecting Brothers, John and Josh. And I think that's it. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much to everybody who's hanging out with us on a Sunday afternoon or Sunday evening. Me and Bat Force Grump, the Bat Force Grump, are going to talk. Grumps.
Yes, sir.
You're into Batman. And again, I don't want to sort of pigeonhole you there. So I actually do want to know. Well, I want to know, what else do you collect? Or what else are your interests beyond the particular character of Batman?
So real simple superhero toys, mainly DC and Marvel. It's just what I grew up with, but superhero toys. Military toys, G.I. Joe, collect some Action Force, Monster Force. I'm not like a military guy, like that's not my thing, but the toy, in terms of the toys, yeah. And I guess, sci-fi, a little fantasy.
Do you collect anything like those two? Like you mentioned classified Action Force, but do you collect anything in the sort of sci-fi fantasy stuff at all, or modern stuff?
I mean, I do some Mythic Legions.
Okay.
From time to time. I don't, I've never done an all-in. But I've been to Legions Con. We met at Legions Con a couple of years ago.
I was like, it's Grumps. I was like, randomly, we were on our way to dinner. I was like, let me just say hello. And I don't think you came back that day.
I can't believe this guy, somebody recognized me.
Oh, what are you talking about?
Like, wow.
You're Grumps.
And sci-fi toys. I don't know, Star Wars sci-fi, stuff like that occasionally.
Okay.
That was one of the things I wanted to mention, though. Like, if I see something I like, I buy it, right? Like, I don't collect that certain style or genre, I can't buy it. If I like it, I buy it. You know, like
Agreed. That's
yeah,
unfortunately where I'm at. It's dangerous though, because
yeah,
there's so many cool things right now, and
yeah,
coming from a billion directions, right? You've got your Hasbro, Mattels, Jada's, and then you've got like all these companies who we barely know the names of coming out,
yeah,
both domestically, the indies, and then overseas. I found myself again, I'm not a big Transformers guy, but I ended up grabbing this awesome Starscream
that
take
is
on a
awesome.
Starscream. I don't even know the name of the company,
It's
but
a female Starscream, right?
yeah, yeah,
Okay,
she's called the Star Queen, and I was like, yeah,
okay.
that's something I need in my collection. Need being a very loosely.
It's funny you brought that out because I have a couple of Hasbro Transformers, and
Uh-huh.
I don't buy a lot. You know, I haven't bought any in years to be honest. But when I do, I'm a transformer guy. I'm
Oh
not,
yeah.
it's got to transform, and I need a Starscream. He's a character I don't have.
Well, this one transforms, and
Yeah,
I like, man, the instructions for the transformation. I was like, this is like an investment that I'm good with her being like this. I'm totally that guy in my old age because I got into it was Adam from Toy Migos that like sold me when he was talking about the Yolo Park Megatron back
okay,
in the day. And I was like, yes, that's it looked good, it moved well, and I was like, yeah, that's a kind of Transformer, I think modern Transformer that I would want to kind of mix with the rest of my stuff. And
yeah,
then from there, I was like, yeah, but I need a good looking Starscream. And anyway, this one was relatively affordable. It was on sale, and I think I saw it on Collection Nexus. And I was like, so it's dangerous, man. These people like you throw up these
yeah,
cool things, and they're
yeah.
good. That's the thing. They're good. They're not like this is by no means a shabby toy. It's amazing. The engineering's on point. Just anyway, it's a
I
dangerous
gotta watch
time to be a.
videos to transform those things. The paper instructions aren't enough.
I'm a Lego guy, and I appreciated this company's instructions because they're all visual and they're really well done.
Okay.
But it was enough for me to go, yeah, no, I'm good with the way she looks. Because it's got like 3 modes. Like you can do the
Okay.
plane, there's options you can do, and then it can be a sled. And I was like, no.
Oh, all right.
Anyway, to your point,
Yeah.
if I see something cool, sometimes I go there too. But generally,
Yeah.
would you say what percentage of your collecting is Batman oriented?
Um, let's say 75%.
Yeah,
Right.
it's a
Like
big chunk.
that takes priority. It's first, right? Like
Yeah,
that's always gonna be first,
yeah.
for me. And that's the way I've always operated. But
Top,
when you're a collector and whatever, and you got all the stuff at the moment, and then there's a lull. So no, okay, I have a lull, and let me get a Spider-Man. Let me get the Incredible Hulk. Let me get G.I.
yeah,
Joe.
yeah.
Um, Stuff like that. So
So talk to me about Batman. When did that all start? I don't mean to make it sound like therapy, but I'm curious. Like, at
yeah,
what
that
point?
started. Um, I've told the story a couple of times, but yeah, I'll tell it to you. Started in the '70s with the Migos.
Uh,
Um,
MEGOS. But yes,
MEGO, yeah, MEGO, Mego.
yeah.
And I guess I was 4 or 5, and my mom, got me Batman toys, and that's just what I was hooked on. You know,
Was it the Pocket Superheroes first or the
Pocket
8 inch?
Super. My first memory is the 8-inch Mego,
Okay.
but I think those were around the same time.
Yeah.
And at that time they were $2. $2 or $3. So yeah, I had a bunch of those, and that one in particular, I'll never forget. A dog bit the head off my Batman. I was so upset. We
Boo.
were at my mom's friend's house, and I don't know what kind of dog it was or whatever, but I know it bit the head off. And here I am
Yeah.
50 years later talking about it. So
These were awesome because this was a line that was like, so I was born in 76. So like I was in the
Okay.
tail end. And as I was starting to kind of just, 3-year-old, 4-year-old, I remember seeing this because my brother, who's 5 years older, was about this. And I mentioned my mom's collection because my mom's actually a doll collector. So
Okay.
there was some overlap there because Mego also did like pop stars that she was like,
Yes.
I think she had like a Donnie and Marie and a
Yeah.
Sonny and
Happy Days.
Cher and Happy Days. Yeah, she had the
Yeah.
Fonzie. So there was like this weird overlap, and I've never actually asked my brother how much of like what was the dividing line between her stuff and his stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember him having this stuff in different states of, undress and broken heads.
Oh my
And
God.
I remember
Yeah.
for the longest time, and I think it's still there in my mom's doll cabinet, there was a Hulk that had a broken arm. So he was in the plastic case like this, but with like broken parts and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. You see a lot of that. Yeah.
But this stuff was cool. So this goes back to childhood. You had this,
Oh yeah.
and you had more than Batman.
I had them all: Batman,
Okay.
Robin, Superman, Spider-Man. Oh,
Oh,
Removable Cow, one of my
this is a different
favorites.
one. Yeah, this one
Yeah.
was wild. This was full on, like, yeah, you could see Bruce Wayne underneath, kind of. Look at those
Yeah.
premium soft goods, man.
The articulation is actually not that bad for
No, they
the
were fun.
era.
Yeah, especially when you consider like shortly after this time period, things shrink down
Yeah.
and we get the 5 POA, right?
Yeah.
Because these had elbows and
They had
knees.
ankle articulation.
And shout out to the Mego guy, because all of these graphics on the left, man,
Yeah.
this is
Okay.
that's my jam. Love that. Even if I zoom in and you can kind of see the printed
Yeah. Yeah.
halftone. Sorry, I'm a graphic nerd, but
No.
also
Okay.
very nostalgic. But these were the cards back then.
Look at that. $2. $1.96.
This caught my eye because that looks like might look like one of our presidents. But so these were $2. What was it? $1.96 at Kmart. I don't know if is that Kmart? I don't know that logo.
Might be.
It's not quite. It's not. But so these were cool. These were the bigger ones. These were like the 12-inch, I believe, right?
The box is 8-inch, but yeah, they did have 12-inch.
They did. Okay. So then these are the ones and they had everything. This is for the folks who, like, we grew up in a world where it's like McFarlane has this master license. Mego had the license to pretty much like everything.
Yeah.
So the line was called World's Greatest Superheroes. And you can see right there, this is like before amalgam, folks. This is like DC, Marvel, side by side. You look up on these pictures, you got Tarzan, which I think is always hilarious because you've got soft goods skin and then a soft goods. But they had everything, and taking a look at all these like awesome classic vintage logos and everything. But this Batman,
so much fun.
Now this is only why is it showing that just that would have been maybe, I don't even know. Where's the regular Batman in here? I don't see it.
I never had the secret identity outfits. I think that was Sears only.
That's awesome, man. Look at that. You got, again, premium soft goods. C. Jessam, eat your heart out. How do you feel about that head sculpt? Does that capture Bruce Wayne?
Oh, yeah, it's great.
Oh, here. So this is my brother, this guy right here. Yeah, he had a bunch of these.
How's it going?
Before and shortly after I was born. Yeah, dude. If you don't mind answering in the chat, I am curious what the dividing line is between what mom's Mego dolls were, the few that she had, and what yours were. And why was there a broken Hulk in the thing? Who's this guy? Mystery Tex Willer.
Jet Jungle? I don't know.
JJ.
I had the Dukes of Hazzard as well. Bo and Luke Duke.
Them Dukes.
Yeah.
This stuff was cool. So you sent a couple of your favorite Batman toys. Yeah. And so this is among them, huh?
Yeah, I mean, that's the most memorable. That's the one I had the most. You know, I would break it, and they would buy me a new one, and break it, and buy me a new one. Not today. There, my God, these go for $500-$600 mint on card.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, that's wild. Do you do much of that? Kind of like collecting of vintage stuff at high prices?
No, I can't.
No,
Yeah,
I can't either. And I tend to want to look forward anyways. That's just my way.
yeah. I have one. I actually have one on a French card. It's the same pink card, but
Oh,
it's in French. I have that
dope.
mint on card, so
Is
that's
that worth a
cool.
pretty penny?
I don't think so because it's French, but
Okay.
I think when I got it years ago in the '90s, I want to say I paid $50 to $80 in that range.
This was such a good time though. Check that out. You could have Spider-Man versus Superman,
Yeah,
and they all worked. Like they were all the same. Same form factor and everything, so they go up against one another. You could have, Tarzan never got cold because skin
because he had
suit.
his skin suit on.
Yeah, because that's a thing. Where was that? Um,
um,
Look at that stuff,
I mean,
man. This
this is
is
the
so
world
cool.
I grew up in, though. DC and
Yeah,
Marvel together, and even to this day, like behind me, I have my dial, and it's all different lines mixed together, and I don't know. That's how I enjoy my toys.
same. And you're right. Like I hadn't really thought about that, but like if you were raised during the time period, like Robin was hanging out with Shazam and Tarzan and Spider-Man, and
Yeah,
they just went to town. They just had adventures and did their thing.
yeah. Soft good
Man,
skin.
you kids have no idea yeah, how great it is. Fellow of the vintage. What's up,
Yeah.
Trevor? Yeah, man,
Planet of
Planet of
the
the Apes.
Apes.
Those were
Yeah,
great.
Star Trek. Yeah.
That was one. I was looking for old Planet of the Apes at one point, Migos in the late 90s, just because I was kind of in an apes kick and
Oh,
all the
okay.
vintage art and stuff. And then the Super Gals. Look, they actually made people who had the DC license actually made women characters. It was
Yeah.
wild. It was like, who knew? Yeah, and then you had everything.
Happy International Women's Day.
Oh, hell yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. March 8th.
Yeah.
And enjoy the month, folks. There you go. All right, let's talk about we mentioned these guys, but these are the ones that you carried
Yeah.
around. This was another one of your favorite Batman toys
Yeah.
ever?
Yeah. Loved it.
What was the story with this one? Was this after you got the other ones and they were like they didn't give you that we have a Batman at home excuse?
I was an only child, so it was
Oh,
kind of, I don't know. I was fortunate. I was treated well growing
good
up.
job, mom and aunties and
Yeah.
uncles.
Um, they
I've
had
never
these.
actually seen any of these. These are 5
Really?
POA. I mean, I've never seen. I
Okay.
don't remember. I think we may have had them when we were
hmm
younger. Was the Flash Gordon Mego? We had Flash Gordon
I
3.75.
think so.
Okay, we
Think
had some
so.
of those, but never a Batman, never a Superman. I think Ted probably had them, but I didn't.
They
So
had these, and they had the same card, but they had ones that were smaller. They had bent knees.
uh
So
oh, there's the answer. He had the superheroes. She had
I'll
the
share the movie ones. Okay.
movies and pop stars. Uh yeah, see, we've got all the folks. What's up, Wing? These are cool, man.
I have
I
one
will
of
say though,
these.
they spared some paint here. They need a little bit of
Yeah, no.
yellow, a yellow hit right there.
You could take the head off, and there was a peg underneath.
Oh, is that how they did these?
Yeah, it was a soft rubber, really soft rubber.
Is and that's a soft plastic cape connected to the head, right?
Yeah, it's all one piece, head and
Mhm.
cape. Yeah.
But
And he
what's up
used
with
to come
that?
with a batarang. I don't know. I think the smaller one might come with a batarang, a yellow batarang.
Okay,
It's not in the box, so yeah, maybe the smaller one came with it.
that's an unfortunate hand position, but
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they didn't think like that in the '70s. They would.
so that was they didn't come with accessories, but you said later they had a batarang.
Yeah, they had I think the smaller one. There was one with bent knees. It might have been comic book superheroes or something like
I
that.
see.
And it was
Check
again
that
the
out.
same thing with DC and Marvel.
Yeah, the mix. So here's the Pocket Superheroes ran for 2
Okay.
years, 78 to 1980, and they went to town. Yeah, here's a Aquaman.
Wow, look at those prices. My God.
Yeah. See, I can't get into this game. I see that price, and you mentioned you don't get all-ins or anything, but I'm looking
Yeah.
at that. I was like, one cool vintage Mego thing, or like a wave of
Yeah, no. Go
dope Four
look at the
Horsemen or
wave.
something. But check out the card art too, man. This whole, like,
Yeah.
a little bit of Schoolhouse Rock or whatever, some t-shirt from the mall. Look at that
Yeah.
typography. This is all DC. Yeah, that was cool. It was a cool time. Do you have that one?
I don't. I've never seen that card art before. It looks like
Fits
Neil
in.
Adams art.
Will fit on your jeans. Yeah, it does. Cool logo too.
Yeah.
So you were getting stuff as a little kid, and you were playing with your toys, right? So this was
Oh,
like,
constantly. Yeah. I mean, I was an only child, so yeah, constantly playing with my toys.
this and the TV.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the story of a lot of us. Yeah, these guys. I remember seeing this guy a lot back in the
Oh
day.
man, those were around up until the 90s, I want to say. Maybe early 2000. That green one especially, Jor-El, yeah.
Jarrell. Yeah, they just sort of like hung out and
Yeah.
clearly undersold, but and then of course these. Like, this was the time, man. We had
Man,
cool play sets. Look at that Bat Cave.
I
Looks like
never had
Magic
that.
Cave.
Never had that set.
Neither did we.
So
But
sad.
looked cool.
Yeah.
You had a pole. So good. The jail, like a little mini Batmobile too.
Yeah. Oh man. I still
Modeled
want that.
after yeah, totally modeled after the 66 Batmobile, looks
Yeah.
like too. And then you got this stuff, man. I love it. Like that Rumbler. Me and my brother were tripping on the
Okay.
box art of it because it was so nostalgic, the way they kind of
Yeah.
set up that the packaging art. So good.
Wow.
Crime laboratory, Batmobile entrance with working door. Oh man.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
one of the few things I didn't get.
yeah. And then you had random stuff, right? Like the spider car.
Yeah. Spider Car had a net that would. Oh, look, there's the figures with the bent knees on Spider-Man and Green Goblin.
So maybe those were the ones with the vehicles.
Yeah.
See, look at that. QC issues. These were totally like repurposed Micronauts molds.
Oh, okay.
So these were just like, they were taking those parts. Like I remember this little piece from old Micronauts toys.
Yeah.
And everything was 3.75, and Mego had the license. So they're just like, yep, let's
I'm
do it.
surprised Micronauts hasn't come back, unless it has and I missed it.
No, I mean, it sort of has in and out through like
Mhm.
special collectors things. Super 7 has the license to do the Reaction Plus.
Oh, okay.
Which makes sense because that was like the first O-ring back in the day. Yeah, totally. Look, they didn't even hide it. So look at that font right there. That's full on
Yeah.
Micronauts style. But that was like, that was that and Lego, right? The pop and swap toys, the notion that you could buy a toy and you could repurpose it and, turn it into your own thing. Look at that. Yeah, no, this is totally
That's awesome.
has the pullback Micronauts features and cool stuff. The wind-up motor and rubber tires. It was a different time, and obviously these were like toys for kids, so it was just sort of different. And then we all grew up and then got all super picky and wanted all sorts of articulation and details and but this was fun. And again, it was like spanning. If you were into superheroes, like that's what so much of it was about. Like if you're a fan of the genre, the idea of people like with masks or superpowers doing things, it was just like, here, it doesn't matter if it's DC or Marvel or some dude from it didn't matter, man. And we were just into it. Look at that.
And there was no at that time, the only military toys was the little green,
Classic.
the little green plastic figures. There wasn't articulated. And
Well, G.I. Joe, the big
had the
guys, right?
dolls, but I think that was before our time, even, you know?
Yeah, like they held over from the 60s, and then by the
Yeah.
time the Vietnam War hit and the response to the Vietnam War hit, there was like the appetite for war toys shifted, so they went
Yeah.
adventure, right? And they went like fighting like people from the center of the earth and
Yeah,
aliens and
yeah.
stuff. So just the culture shifted, and so it would be a while before like the mid 80s, and we'd get like, you know, the rah rah real American hero
Yeah, yeah.
kind of thing back, and it came with a vengeance. These are really cool though. Look at that, the head sculpts on these guys.
Yeah.
That's not bad. This one was particularly cool with the yeah, different body, like the detailed sculpting on that body was pretty cool.
And what I like to, you know, remind people is at that time, this is all we had.
Yeah.
So in terms of, you know, like we loved it and we played with it and we came up with different scenarios. I was playing with your toy, you know, making little adventures with your toys and whatever. There
Yep.
was no photography or, you know, uh articulation, you know, wasn't a big deal. It was just having fun and playing with your toys.
Yeah. 100%.
Imagination is the word I was looking for. Using your imagination.
Yeah, now so much of it is, you know, looks a certain way or is so well sculpted that our brains aren't filling in some of the gaps either. So yeah, people are feeling that hand position as well. Yeah, he had some of these pocket heroes that clearly didn't survive by the time I was around. Yeah, here you go. Before my time.
Robin had a hard plastic cape, so that would always break.
Oh, that's annoying.
Yeah.
But they got the costume right, and they didn't shy
Yeah.
away from it. Sort of. I mean, he didn't have the green sleeves, but there you go. So this stuff started real early. What's up, D? What's up, man? Inhaled farts. Good to see you, man. Yeah, what's with the no, this stuff is really cool. So then from here though, you make a big jump because you're like, hey, I want to share some of my favorite toys. So we got to see that larger Mego, we got to see this, and then it like fast forwards to this. So we've got about a decade, I would say, between that and this. And I was trying to remember, was that because there wasn't much? And I think that was true, right? Between Mego and Superpowers, it was just a hole.
To my knowledge, I don't think in terms of DC toys, action figure toys, I don't think there was anything.
Yeah, I mean, we had on TV, we got to watch Super Friends, right? And so there was Super Friends with the two teens and the dog, and then there was a Super Friends with the Wonder Twins, and then that went away for a little bit, and then Superpowers drops, and I remember seeing this being like, whoa,
There was
what are
a
these?
Batman cartoon at one point as well, Adventures of Batman or something.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. It was a little more flat, but it was cool animation. And then we got this. Of course, Batman 66 was before that and stuff. But then fast forward.
No merch for that at that time. You know, the
Yeah.
66 stuff. Nothing.
So fast forward to mid 80s. This is in the middle of that 80s toy craze. G.I. Joe is going for a couple years. Motu, I think, is started up by this time.
83, I think Motu was, right? 83.
Yep. And then so this is 86. This is Kenner seeing the writing on the wall with you know, the release of Return of the Jedi and no foreseeable Star Wars thing in the future. And they're like, if we need to do something else, and they came to this. So this Batman was one of your favorites?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Soft
I
goods
love
cape.
this figure.
Yeah.
Soft goods cape with the little C attachment on the back. Mini comic. And this was great. I don't know how much you traffic in the villains too, but that Joker was Joker and Penguin. Those are both fantastic figures.
I have this Joker mint on card. The card is a little beat up, but it's unopened, let's say. So
yeah. That was great because so they, like I said, this was right before this was Star Wars Kenner. And for the most part, they were all 3.75. There were some that kind of grew a little bit bigger than them, but generally they had the same form factor. You get to Superpowers, that first wave of heroes is like, oh, it's the same body, Superman, Batman. But then you had Robin, who's like a smaller buck, and you had Wonder Woman all in that first thing. And there was like, okay, they weren't just, trying to stick to the one mold. And then you got Joker, was this like, they never reused Joker. They never reused Penguin. They never Brainiac and Darkseid.
The Flash. Aquaman had, the scales. So that wasn't, I think there was minimal reuse. I want to say, I don't know if Superman and Batman had the same body, because they also had action features as well. So you couldn't really, they all had different features.
That's right.
So you
Batman
really
was a punch. Superman was a punch. What was Batman?
They were both punch. Yeah.
Okay. And I remember Robin had the
a karate chop.
Yeah. Those were very different times, because when I think about like what went into creating those lines and how much tooling had to be done in engineering coming from Star Wars, right?
Yeah.
You're just like, or even G.I. Joe for the most part was very similar body parts, same construction.
Yeah.
Yeah. This line definitely was impressive.
One thing people don't talk about, and G.I. Joe in particular, when they went from, when they went to the swivel arm battle grip, like that was a big deal for kids on the playground in the 80s.
Yeah, it was.
Like, oh my God.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. It graduated from Kung Fu action grip from the old 60s ones to battle.
Yeah.
Was it swivel arm battle grip?
Yeah, swivel arm battle grip.
They taught me vocabulary like swivel. And I also had Mantis as a kid and Cyclone. Like those, talk about action features. Remember that Cyclone? You could spin it, wind it up.
You could take his face off, right? He had the rubber.
Yeah, he had the robot parts underneath.
So awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there really were some great things about toys back in 80s, late 70s, 80s. This thing was still like one of the best designs.
I would love a modern version of this.
I have the DC, what is it? DC
oh my God. DC Universe Classics?
Yes. So I have this version in DC Universe Classics, and it's still a beautiful design. So good. But yeah, back metal goodness.
The Flash, you'd squeeze his arms and his legs would.
So let me ask you, did you get into the McFarlane versions?
I did, yeah. I did.
Did you get more than any Batman, or did you go beyond the line?
Yeah, no, I was all over the place. Yeah.
Okay.
All of them. That's why, it's funny, like Mattel is getting the license back, DC's license, and this is like when you reach this age, right? You're collecting for so long. This is not my first rodeo, right?
Yeah.
In terms of a new company taking over that license and new figures, and the longer you're into something, the more you see, you see the changes and the ebbs and flows and stuff. So
were you heavy into McFarlane then as well in general, separate from Superpowers, like their DC Universe stuff?
No.
So even from the beginning, even when they had like you just were like, I'm not into, what was it, the sculpt? Was it the joints? Was it like all of that?
Are you talking like in terms of like when McFarlane started with toys?
Yeah.
I bought the first wave or two of Spawn figures. And they were okay.
I was talking DC, but
DC,
you're going
just the DC. Yeah, no, I went all in. I went all in.
Oh, you did? Okay,
I did.
Okay, I was surprised when you said that.
I was just frustrated with the articulation and the QCs, so I started to sell some, and then he started to make little improvements. So then I just got right back in.
Yeah.
It was some good, some bad. Look, soft goods capes in the 80s. Some
they were
companies,
great.
Yeah.
They were good for I mean, no wires or anything, but it didn't matter. Like it was like, okay, he could hop in the Batmobile. They did have a Batmobile for this line that my cousin had. And so he could sit in there, no problem, because the cape would just move out of the way. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
And we got the beautiful Lex Luthor power armor. The other thing about these was that they did the villains justice as well. And like again, almost gave him a little bit more love because this is like a unique sculpt. Same with that
Yeah.
penguin, you know, and he had a really cool like umbrella that had like a sword that popped out in the front. Like, come on, they really put a lot of love into this line, and it was cool. I'm sure they were banking on. I feel like I've heard like Dan Larson or somebody doing toy history stuff say that like they were banking on that next thing after Star Wars ended.
Yeah.
So this had a cool cartoon too. I don't know if you remember, but there was like a tiny window of Superpowers cartoon done by the same folks that did
cartoon, comic book. Kirby did all the artwork. Jack Kirby.
So good. Yeah, and actually my introduction to Darkseid was through the figure. So
Yeah.
I didn't know, and I would then circle back maybe decades later in the 90s to figure out the new gods, and then I went on a deep binge in college.
And that figure, you shine the light, I think, through the top of his head, and the eyes will light up.
Yep, those were good times, man.
Good.
Look at this
So much fun.
Batmobile, because again, this was
Still
the
have
time
mine.
when G.I. Joe went wild with vehicles. Star Wars, of course, went wild with vehicles. He-Man was going wild with vehicles. So we got all sorts of cool things. And then I will say I loved my superpowers, and I tend to be more of a Marvel fan in terms of comics.
Okay.
But man, DC won the toy game between these versus the superpowers that were. I'm sorry, Secret Wars. The Secret Wars figures. Those just
I
were
had
not.
all of those too. Yeah, I had them all.
Not nearly as cool as these, but
no. The problem with those was the paint would come off in the summer. If it was hot or whatever, the paint would rub off. It's like, damn.
It was that soft plastic that they use as well. And the paint didn't adhere because it was flexy, so like it would just come apart. And
I remember back then Wolverine, he had the black claws and the silver claws, and oh my god.
Do you have both variants?
I think I just had the black.
Yeah, we had the black. We didn't get the silver.
I think
Ted
the black was the common.
Yeah. Oh well, man, we wax nostalgic, but like really today we are getting crazy toys, and this is now your modern favorite, huh?
Yeah, I mean that's up there for me. That is it's I have two. I had to get one just in case the other one broke.
Are you worried about the suit or just in general breaking?
Just in general. I think Mezco did a great job on that figure, the head sculpt and everything. And this is now 10 years old now, or 11 years old.
Do you have any of the other Mezco 112 Batman or DC stuff in general?
I have every one. I have over 120 Mezco figures.
Oh my god! Which I guess brings us to there's that. Well, these are great. I don't know if are there any other favorites before I switch gears a little. This one I freaking love. I don't know if Ted got his.
I mean,
look at that.
This one is great. They did a great job on this. The Joker as well.
The classic Joker.
No, it's like I don't want to say Gaslight Joker, but it's
this one.
Yeah, there is Gotham by Gaslight Joker. Yeah, I don't think he appeared in the comic.
He was
or maybe in silhouette or something. But yeah, this is a great figure.
Yeah, that's a great looking face.
And you could see they drew inspiration from that old movie, the movie that inspired the Joker. Gosh, I'm forgetting the name. I know the name of the character. I don't know. I don't want to say it.
I don't think I'm familiar.
Or something. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm not even familiar. I will confess that I'm not like, so I grew up with Batman, but like you know, Batman was just sort of always there, as was Superman, as was Captain America, and the thing is, if you watched growing up, Captain America, Iron Man, Namor, like those cartoons that they had
back
in the day, those were actually pretty true to the comic characters and stories versus the DC stuff. We got everything from Batman 66 to Super Friends that really didn't quite match up with the comics in the same way. So I think that was probably what kind of messed with my head in terms of my love for DC. And to this day, my favorite stuff is this. My favorite DC stuff tend to be the Elseworld stories.
Okay.
Gotham by Gaslight, Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if this counts, but I was a big Grendel fan.
Okay.
Have you read those Batman versus Grendels? There's like a series of
Years ago, I
crossovers.
know I have it downstairs. Yeah.
Okay, because those were like, I don't even know if they're like official in Batman canon or what, but as far as the Grendel universe goes, they like stuck to the canon. So like those
Okay.
stories could plausibly happen in the Grendel universe.
Yeah.
And those are classic. But generally, my knowledge of Batman, even though I've read a couple comic books, I never collected a whole lot from DC. So I'll admit that.
Yeah, I was into it all. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
Batman is my guy and my focus, but I know just as much about Spider-Man and Captain America, all of them,
Yeah.
Um,
But were you a comic collector? Or did you have like long boxes of
yeah.
DC stuff?
Oh
Okay.
my God, yeah.
Yeah, you're like deep.
I
This
gotta get
is
rid
your
of the
life.
comics. Yeah.
It's good. I love it. Yeah, sorry if that brought up a painful memory. I'm
No,
with
I
you.
just have 60 long boxes in my garage, so it's just 60. So yeah,
Damn, you need to open up a shop. That's wild.
I gotta. Well, that brings up to the other thing that we were gonna talk about.
That's what I was going to ask you about. So let's talk about this. We are older people who have
Yeah.
spent decades of our life collecting things and loving things. But what happens next? And I've heard a lot of people bring this up recently. I guess
Yeah.
we're all kind of in this period. Like, what are you thinking about? What happens next? How do you? I don't know if it's exit strategy or do you do nothing? Like, what's the plan with you and all the things that you collect? AKA, what the hell are we doing with our lives?
Yeah, I don't want to say I have an exit strategy, but yeah, I mean, you eventually gotta pare down, because you don't want to leave it all on the kids, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't want to do that
No,
to
I
them.
don't. Yeah.
But I guess the idea would be just to make it easier for, I'm 51 now, right? So I don't have an exit strategy, but I guess, look, I guess by the time you roll around to your 70s, right? You get there, you're like, oh, maybe I should start selling things, and
20 years from now, we're gonna start thinking about selling things.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's all I've known. Like,
Well, here, I think
before the internet.
Raiden's here to help you, buddy. You don't have to sell anything.
Oh,
because you're leaving it all with Raiden. Is that
right? I can neither confirm nor deny.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Raiden. I tried to get him to commit
man.
to it on the stream. Yes, we are getting existential, man. I'm a year behind you. I'm born in 1976, which means this is my 50th
2 years.
year. Okay, you're 74. You're 70. Okay, so I am at that. It's a natural. It's 50, right? It's like this moment of pause and reflection. So I am totally in that mode of just, how do I do this? What am I doing? I haven't found a good answer. I do know that I do need to chill out a little bit. I've got some grown-up things that I need to pay for, including literally the roof on our head. Stupid insurance company said we got to do it.
I did that 2 years ago. Yeah.
So there's that, and then there's like, I mean, I'm a teacher, so I'm not gonna be teaching forever. And man, those kids tire me out sometimes. And they stay the same age, and I get real tired and old.
Yeah, you get older.
So I'm totally having this existential conversation, Mr. Ryan, for sure. And I'm not the only one. I think it was Toy Migos recently. That was maybe one of the topics of
Yimbo. Yeah,
conversation.
Yimbo brought it up.
Yimbo
Yeah.
brought it up on his stream
Yeah.
last week, I think, an exit strategy. So it sounds like you don't quite have an exit strategy, and I don't either. But what are some of your options that you've been toying with? Selling stuff in your 70s, giving it to Raiden. What else?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, eventually, maybe selling some stuff, right? Like, I did that when the pandemic started,
Mhm.
and I was home from work and, unscared and uncertain about money and whatever.
Sure.
So I sold a bunch of things. I mean, that's always an option. But it's the only thing I've ever known. Like, we're talking when we started this conversation, we're talking from the 70s. It's
Yep.
2026 now. Like, what is the obvious exit strategy? Is to sell it, right?
Yeah.
And there's always somebody that's starting a store or buying collections and whatever. So that's a thing, but yeah, I mean, I've always loved collecting and playing with toys. And now, as we both have gotten older, right, we've found this community through social media, through YouTube,
Yep.
in particular the last 6 years, where we can make friends and meet, like-minded collectors and stuff like that. And it's great. It's not something that you have to hide anymore. Like,
Yeah.
I remember when I was collecting comics and stuff in the 90s, and I would just say, I'm going to the bookstore. I never said I was going to the comic book store. Oh yeah, I gotta go to the bookstore, so
Every Wednesday, I need to go to the bookstore.
yeah. Wednesday word. Because, every once in a while when somebody would say, oh, you buy comic books? Oh, you still buy comic books?
Yeah.
Oh
You
yeah.
still buy
Yeah,
comic
yeah,
books? Man, loaded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. You put your, I agree with you. Yeah, real life is happening and it's getting more expensive all around us. So yeah,
Right.
Definitely got to slow down a little bit.
Well, I'll throw this out there as a grand exit strategy for all of us, a thing to consider. Well, for me, yeah, I don't know. I'm jury's out, but I've had this conversation with different collector friends. I don't know if you've ever been to have you ever traveled to Seattle at all and
Yes.
seen the play? Okay, have you been to that Museum of Pop Culture? It's
I
right next to
don't think
the
so.
Okay, so there's like the Experience Music Project that was all about music, and then they expanded to a broader thing called the Museum of Pop Culture. So you go in there on the music side, like there's these famous musicians, like instruments. They have like revolving shows of collectors, like the record collection, or people who are like into a genre, and they're talking about like, oh, let's talk hip hop, and they've got like classic clothes and ephemera, if you will, right? And just
I
like,
had to look that word up the other day.
okay, yeah. So and then the same goes for pop culture. They'll do stuff on video games and have like classic video
Yeah.
games, and they'll have interviews with people. And the last time I was there, it occurred to me, it's a couple years back, and I was just like, man, this is what we do, like on weekends or on these shows, and we sit here and talk about like, oh man, look at my Migos, look at my,
Yeah.
we're like, oh, how amazing would it be to have a place like the Museum of Pop Culture that was dedicated to toys, like the Museum of Toy Culture, if you will, is what I've been toying with, the MoToy.
Yeah.
We all have stuff that we could donate to it, right? And so
Absolutely.
potentially there could be this place where people visit and hopefully, pay a little bit and go hang out, look at this stuff. And then I think about like how toy people think. If you've got a permanent collection and there's a sizable community who's interested in that kind of stuff, that's your place to have toy shows at. You have a venue.
Yeah.
But that's my like, man, if I could get people together to write up the 501c3 or whatever the status is in other places, do a nonprofit, figure out a nice climate controlled situation where we could all put our
That would be
toys and go
amazing.
check it out. That's my grand exit strategy. So I'll put that
Okay.
out there, folks. If we could wrap our heads around it, then yeah, it could literally be like, okay, let's check out Grump's collection, and you go
Oh,
in and it's
man.
all your Batman stuff,
Can you
right?
imagine
Or
that?
yeah, or like a wing of like, yeah, there was this time period where a bunch of us dudes would and people would go on and do these shows, and it could be all about the toy tube thing and just like documenting the culture, right? Or
Yeah.
what goes into making a figure and talk about the indie toy thing. I don't know. That's my thought. That's a more grand exit strategy. So folks, we've done some amazing things. Can we do it?
That's totally doable though, right? If you think in terms of technology going forward and how we document everything now, every bit of life, second of life is documented. That's totally a doable thing going forward.
Yeah, totally. And we've got
Shelf Presence, another great guy.
Yeah, Shelf Presence here. We've got great folks. But see, so I know Blake's up in Portland, and he knows the museum, but it's interactive too, and like you get the vibe of like, oh, you know, they'll have like a crate digging exhibit, and you literally are just like kind of moving through it, and you're getting that vibe. But yeah, if you're going through and you're looking at toys, and I don't know, you can do like models of people's toy rooms or whatever, but. And then a little bit about the production, right? And I just think about what we do here on these YouTube things. It's like some of it, you know, you've got Dan Larson giving us awesome sort of history things, right? Like we've got the talent, we've got the folks who are already generating the material. It's just a matter of finding a real world way to like put this stuff into cases. Because I know that like there are folks who will acknowledge this stuff is freaking high art, man. Like the level of sculpts on this stuff. Or the engineering on this Star Queen that I'm looking at, and these Transformers, like this is stuff that I think warrants, you know, some serious attention. Like let's legitimize our hobbies here. This is good stuff, man.
It's amazing.
Anyway, yeah, that's my thinking. I want to catch up on the chat. There were a couple of things we moved through. So was this the movie you were thinking of? What's up, Jamelin Parks?
Was it the man who laughs?
Conrad.
Yes, Conrad. Thank you.
See, I'm not even familiar with that. So are you saying that was something that inspired the Joker?
Yes, he's inspired the Joker character.
Got it.
And I'm relatively certain that head sculpt is, you know, that's where they got the inspiration from.
Drawing idea. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. I dig that. Let's see. So Blake is planning on having it all buried with him.
Oh
man, the interactions of the worms and that.
I gotta take a Batman and Robin with me, you know, when I check out.
Pocket figs, put it in
like,
under the
just throw it in there, you know.
Write that, dude. Write that in the will.
They gotta put that in the will.
Let's talk because this guy knows museums. He knows museums. We should talk yeah, it's a thought. We definitely have like. I think there's a common interest in something like this. And again, if it was like in a place where there were toy people, you could have regular toy shows at the venue. They do that sometimes in the Mopop because there's like they do live events and stuff, or they'll do like, what do you call them? Like flea market type events, but catered to music, right? Which makes sense. So it's not just a look in the past, but it becomes kind of a community resource for current collectors. Anyway, that's my pitch, man.
Sure. I'm down with it.
That's my exit strategy. So that also gives us an excuse to say, no, we can't sell them because these are going in the museum, honey. Like, no, Brick said I can't sell them because they have to go into this thing. So you all can use that as your excuse. I'll take the blame for it.
Yeah, all right.
All right, let's do some other ephemera because there's still some bat related nerdy stuff that's happened. This one I know might cause some fun pause. So I know you were hanging out with your Asian friends this week. No, it was me and Kevin, right? We were laughing because Nico was pre-recorded with me, and so he didn't know that Nico was going to be on here. And then it's like, Nico's coming on Sunday, and I was like, he's hanging out with Kevin too. And I was like, see, Nico has Asian friends. And then not even thinking about it, I was like, see, Grumps has Asian friends too. So we're bringing folks together.
Yeah. Oh man, Nico's a great guy. His birthday was yesterday. Happy birthday!
Oh
Nico.
Shoot, happy birthday, man.
Yeah.
So during that time with Kevin toying around, we're talking, you all were talking, I think it came up about the absolute and you were just like, nah, not interested.
Not for me on any level.
Is there a reason for that? Or
Yeah, it's I'm
Is
not
it like the premise that you don't like, or just
the
like a
premise, the
uh,
art, the exaggeration.
mm,
Uh, my understanding is that this Batman is, I don't know, almost 7 feet tall and 400 pounds, and it's just not for me. I have
yeah.
no interest in it.
I get that, especially when
Yeah,
we're like, you know, this is a character obviously that you've
yeah,
grown up with and that you love. So
yeah.
has that been the case with other Elseworld takes like Gotham by Gaslight or anything like that, where you're like, oh, or is it
Yeah, yeah. I mean, uh, you know what you like, right? Like,
right?
uh, so it was for a long time. I did not like the Dark Knight Returns
Okay.
for a long time,
And was
and I
this
want to
in
say,
when it hit in the 80s?
yeah, when it hit, I was just not. I was like, what is this old Batman and whatever. I wasn't into it.
Okay.
I want to say I read it again during the pandemic when I was home, and I was like, oh, okay. This
You
book is probably 30 years or 35 years ahead of its time.
okay? Okay.
Because there was Trump's first term, and the social media and the
Sure.
24/7 news cycle. And there was a lot of politics in that book. Reagan was president at that time, I think,
Yep.
when
Yep.
that book came out. And yeah, I saw it in a different light later on. And I was, like, whatever, I was, in my 40s, and that Batman was, I guess, early 50s at that time, whatever.
Oh
So
man,
yeah.
I haven't even thought about how old The Dark Knight was. Oh crap. I'm
86, right? I think
no, but I
86,
mean
87.
his age. I mean, like
Oh
I
yeah.
hadn't thought about in universe how old Bruce Wayne was.
Yeah.
Damn,
Yeah.
that's me. That's us.
Yeah, that's us. Yeah, and yeah. Man, I'm like, yeah, how did he do all this stuff? I couldn't. If I fall down, that's it. I'm
Well,
like,
he had
get
a
a
giant
stretcher.
tank. And no, I hear you. I was little, man, when my brother ended up getting that at this
Hmm.
at the comic shop. I mean, he had they weren't floppies because they came in they were like a prestige format. They weren't
Yes,
true
that's what they
floppies.
called it. Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember going through that thing and first it was the panels. Remember the panels were like
Yeah.
very like almost like French comic books or something. They were like very uniform. And so I was like, oh, this is kind of neat. And there was something about him being old. Again, like I wasn't a big like in continuity universe
Yeah.
follower of Batman. So the notion of like, oh, what would it be like if Batman were old and sort of like and Superman were old and there's something about that clicked with my brain. I was way too young to fully grasp, to really even start to grasp
Me
the
too.
politics
Yeah. I
of it.
mean, 10,
But
12 years old, you can't really grasp the concepts that are going
yeah,
on in that book.
but the punk rock nature of those
Yeah.
of the gangs at the
The
end, like
mutants. Yeah.
yeah, there was something about that resonated. I think both with my brother and I about just like okay. There was a punk rock movie called Suburbia, parts of it that were filmed where we grew up. That was about this group of punk kids who like leave their homes and and there was just something about that in the moment
Yeah.
that worked for us. I loved the big blocky thing. So for me, I guess because I didn't have the same clear loyalty that you did to him in a certain form, that I was open to it. And so since then, like man, I love myself a good Elseworld story.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
so whenever they're doing it, like again, the Gotham by Gaslight's great, or Red Sun, Superman, I'm just like, okay, cool. Get the basic premise, like, and that probably makes me a mark too for any attempt to do like a live action movie because I'm not as I'm not holding on as tightly onto like a certain concept. I guess.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, my heels are dug in on that,
yeah,
prime Bruce Wayne. you know, athletic build and sort of James Bondish type deal.
Sure. Yeah.
You know,
Totally. Playboy by day,
yeah,
or the
yeah,
mask of a playboy, and then the mask of
yeah.
vigilante.
So, and the only child thing, and you know, not having parents, you know, as you grew up, and
Yeah.
I was in a similar situation. You know, I didn't always see my parents growing up, so it was a lot of
So it was in
things.
here. Yeah, there was a
Yeah, it
lot in
really
here for
like
sure.
resonated with me. You know,
Yeah,
a
that makes
lot.
sense.
So,
Well,
and then
I
it took the
won't.
young boy on, by his side, and kind of reluctantly raised him. You know,
Yep.
so
No, I
yeah,
totally see that. I could see how that would resonate. So I
yeah.
won't belabor the absolute Batman. And actually, as I told
No,
you, I
it's
I
yeah.
actually I don't have a whole lot of connection to it because I haven't read it. But
Hmm.
Pixelator's got a good point. Like, it is probably pretty hard to keep that identity a secret with
Yeah.
that build.
And I'm
And
not saying it's bad. I don't want anyone to think that. I'm just saying it is not for me. But
yeah,
I
yeah,
hear
yeah.
it's very good. So
Well, the reason I am excited by this is because of her, man. I read the Absolute Wonder Woman,
okay,
and again, so I totally get if folks are like, that's not Diana or whatever. But man, this version of Diana really resonated with me, and that sort of overall story. Plus, I've been on this sort of fantasy kick. So her
okay.
having a huge sword that's very like, anime / guts coated, berserk coated,
Hmm.
uh, the tattooed arm that has a really cool story as far as like what's going on with those tattoos and everything, magic involved. So I'm super into it. And when I saw this, I was like, oh, that's cool. I hadn't really thought about how these characters might interact. But what the reason I thought this was particularly interesting is because it's the kind of thing where they're going to bring in and do kind of a collaboration between the people who are writing the Absolute Wonder Woman
Okay.
comic and the writer of Snyder of Scott Snyder of the Absolute Batman. So Kelly Thompson, Scott Snyder are working together to both put these things together, which is cool because they
Yeah.
both understand what they're trying to do with each of the unique books and the tone and
Yeah.
everything. And for them to try and crack a story together, I'm
Scott's
excited.
a really nice guy. We had him on the show, years ago, a couple of
Uh-huh.
times. Really nice in person as well.
Dope.
Very,
I love to hear that.
giving guy.
So he's doing some cool stuff. Apparently,
Yeah.
that seems to be resonating with folks. It's not
These,
something I've checked out.
the look of these characters, I think would, uh, go well in terms with Legion's figures.
Damn straight, which is again probably
Yeah.
tips my hand as to like why I'm so into it. Like she's got a Pegasus or whatever.
Yeah.
Marcus is saying he'd love to see third parties do these. I don't know if you got to see Nico's customs that he's gotten from that last legendary Secret Santa swap, but he got a cool Wonder Woman, Absolute Wonder Woman custom, and then
Oh,
I've seen
really? No, I
some.
didn't see that.
So I would love to see it. I just got that Fury Toys blank body, and I was like, oh yeah, man, if someone could get it done, she'd be an amazing figure. I love what they're doing with her face too, the way they've sort of rethought her look.
Hmm.
But to be honest, as I told you, hey, we don't even really got to talk about Absolute Batman because it's my sideways way of talking about this.
Okay.
So Kelly, who wrote the Absolute Wonder
Kelly
Woman, Kelly
Thompson. Yeah.
Thompson, 2015, she did a thing where she took something that I enjoyed as a kid. I watched Gem and the Holograms as a kid
I remember this. Yeah, I remember it as a kid.
and reimagined it in 2015 for comics.
T-Belay.
What's up, Tomas? And so I thought this was really cool. I was a band kid. Like I
Okay.
played music, have been in bands, did the whole garage, like a couple of high school kids making music or whatever. So this kind of stuff has always intrigued me. And when I read this well after it came out. But there was it had that vibe of like kids getting together to make a band. It reminded me of
Hmm.
like, I guess the modern equivalent, if you're follow Spider-Man, like Gwen Stacy, Gwen, what do you call it? Spider-Gwen, and her whole backstory from the Spider-Verse of having a band and stuff.
Yeah.
It's very much kind of like this. And I just want to make a pitch because I think Kelly is an amazing writer and was able to kind of figure out, how do I take this property that was kind of silly. She was in a band, but she was the manager publicist, but then by day, but then, you know, she had to be Gem using technology to perform and be this pop star. But the way they went about and did it was really cool, and sort of like, you know, there's a character reason as to why what is her name? I'm blanking on Gem's real name. Allison can help me out because she knows what's up. But is it Erica? No, Jerica.
Okay.
That's the actual person's name, and then she takes on the persona of Gem through cybernetic holographic technology. There's AI involved, but
oh wow, okay.
Well, because there's like this AI thing called Synergy that was like this technology that could do it. Anyways, they tried to do a movie of it a while back. Thank you. And the movie was just whatever. But this comic, including the art, you know, so I love it when someone's going to go. And I think that's what I'm loving about the Absolute stuff that I've read, is that it's a unique take on the sort of writing and trying to reimagine a character, but also a unique take on the art. Yeah. So both for Wonder Woman, she's got a whole new look and everything that works really well with kind of modern sensibility. And they did the same thing with Gem, as folks can see. I think this is like the kind of stuff that resonates with a lot of different like modern, maybe comic fans, like my kids. They'll, you know, many times will embrace manga before anything like Marvel or DC. So I feel like there's like an art style in this that kind of is a nice bridge. And I find that a lot of younger kids, and including the ones I work with in schools, like the slice of life stuff too. So it's very much like slice of life with a little bit of fantasy element. It's a dope take on Gem, and here's kind of all the...
I like the colors on that book. Those colors are really nice.
Beautiful artwork, really solid story. So before she was doing Absolute Wonder Woman, she was reimagining Gem and the holograms, and you can kind of see all the designs. Like, this is stuff that, like, even action figures wise, man, that just look cool. Like, they have a cool look. So yeah, just really cool stuff. And this was around the same time period that we were getting like even She-Ra reimagined by DreamWorks, right? With Lumberjane's author, and just getting really talented creatives to kind of rethink these old 80s properties in a way that could, you know, make them fresh and interesting maybe to new folks. So that was my pitch. That was a roundabout way to find a way to talk about Gem and the Holograms with Bat Force Grumps.
Dude, I'm down with it. I remember it as a kid. I wasn't into it, but yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, so Kevin, I know Kevin just walked in, but yeah, Kevin, there was a lead up to this that involved you, my
cancel
friend.
my channel membership.
It was a roundabout way of getting back to this, and we talked a little bit about Absolute, but it was a dramatic swerve. Jamilyn Parks is absolutely right. Shout out to Sophie Campbell on the art, because this stuff is fantastic. The character designs, the way they're rendered on the page, like all of this stuff, the layouts,
so cool for, you know, people like us that grew up with those when those styles were in, you know.
Yep, 100%.
I vividly remember people dressing like that.
Yeah, times were fun. We're in the 90s right now, man. All my high school students, they dress like I did in the 90s with their big old baggy, like super baggy.
Oh, that's back. Wow.
Like they're about to go to a rave. Yeah, dude, they're wearing like they look like Jinko jeans or FUCT.
Oh my god!
But it's cool, you know. It comes back around. But anyway, that's a random ephemeric look there.
Yeah.
So never forget, Roxy can't read. Is that a gem reference? Because I'm totally not getting it, and I suck, Andrew. So help me out. Fake fan. All right, let's talk Batman. Back to Batman.
Yeah.
So this artist
looks like Batman.
So I don't know if you're familiar with this artist. They go by RXZARX on IG, or Raza. So this is Raza's work, and they've been they just finished sort of telling their take on Batman. So again, I know it's their storytelling, but trying to sort of honor all the different elements. And what you're seeing here is sort of like it's all done visually, and there's a healthy write-up on a lot of these posts where he kind of breaks down the story beats and ideas, but just the artwork I think is so cool. And that's the thing that I've loved about these iconic characters that we got, Mego, like classic superheroes, right? That really have become universal, these staples, right? It's like, oh, everybody at this point is very familiar. You throw up Superman, people go, yeah, that's Superman, without knowing anything about him. Probably couldn't even say it was Clark Kent, but they're just like, yeah, Superman, Spider-Man. So I love when artists will kind of like do their spec work on sort of like, hey, this could be a story. And what I love about this is done. Yes, there's a write-up, but mainly just through the pictures. So if this is his take on what a year one Batman and Bruce might be, regardless of the stories. And then you hear, so him in year 3, I just love the sort of loving attention to Batman, and the beauty of the art, really. So,
and it looks like he drew some inspiration from the Robert Pattinson movie.
That's funny you say that, but people mention that in this. So I'm not familiar with Robert Pattinson's work, but they said this is from a look in one of his movies. Is that right?
That look on the right, no, but the Batman character, like, that looks like Robert Pattinson.
Yeah. Because someone did mention in the comments that there were some things, like there was another role that he did somewhere else.
Okay.
Oh, did you pull from that as well? Okay, I thought that's what you were picking up on. But this is year 7. And so I don't know. I'm an art lover. I'm a comic lover. I think this art is beautiful.
It's beautiful, yes. A lot of detail.
And there's a little bit of a tech vibe in here. Like, I don't know if you notice, he's missing body parts.
Yeah, what happened?
The real Batman life, man. How are you going to survive doing all that? Once you get beyond the detective part and you become the enforcer part, you're coming home with scars, broken arms, and so there's a bunch of stuff going on story wise. It's a fun read. It's a longer read, but you can kind of see him here with a cybernetic arm.
Yeah.
So this post was like, okay, we ended the story. Let me take you through the whole thing. But, again, it's taking into account a lot of different things. So him rescuing this kid, and what's your name? Terry.
So 15 years.
Yeah, 15 years of the life of a vigilante. I love this stuff too. Like the nods to Zorro and the origins of the character. I just wanted to share this and just
it's cool. It's beautiful art.
Amazing stuff. And he's done all these, and you can kind of see this is just the example of him. So he'd post one picture and then just kind of like do the dump of sort of. Awesome. Definitely worth checking out, folks. Cool art.
Yeah, I'm gonna check this out.
I hope it's more palatable or interesting to you than Absolute, but
this is much more interesting.
What's the difference? Is it the exaggeration? Is it really the exaggeration of the art and stuff?
Yeah, the exaggeration, and I
see.
Scott Snudge is a really nice guy. Some of his stories just have not been for me throughout the years.
I see. Well, you can kind of see like there's the whole story and everything. So it's kind of neat to see these artists do their hustle and build up their attention. And so beyond that, he's done other Bat family stuff. Not so much with a story. Sometimes it'll have a story, but sometimes it's just here's the artwork.
That's a cool
I like this Nightwing.
Yeah.
And see, this is what so you do Mezco, right? And oftentimes Mezco will add their own designs to things in general. Have you been okay when they do that?
For the most part, yeah. The Nightwing figure they Mezco-fied it a little. I also feel like the suit kind of leans towards the Arkham games Nightwing, where his look was a little more armory, as
Uh-huh.
opposed to acrobat gymnast type deal.
Sure.
But
Yeah. That makes sense. Like, yeah, you're like, wait, that's not, yeah, the elements of Batman that are missing or
yeah,
different.
there's a Grant Morrison quote that's really good. Um,
Here you
if
go.
you don't mind, I'm gonna try to look it up while we're on here.
Yeah, go for it. But this is, I think, what Gaijin's picking up on too. Marcus is picking up that there was someone else mentioned this, that there was a picture where he did sort of the blonde haired thing,
Oh,
red
okay.
jacket. There was a Robert Pattinson movie. So like there's some meta levels of what this guy was
Oh,
doing.
okay. Cool.
Lots of just cool Batman
So
art. Check that out. Did
I
you find it?
found it. Yeah, I found it. This is Grant Morrison. Kids understand that real crabs don't sing like the ones in The Little Mermaid. But you give an adult fiction, and the adult starts asking really dumb questions like, how does Superman fly? How do those I-beams work? Who
Yeah.
pumps the Batmobile tires? It's a made-up story, you idiot. Nobody pumps the tires. And
Yeah,
yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it. I'm like,
I
okay.
get that, especially when people try to
Yeah.
get too gritty or explainy and try
Yeah.
and No,
So,
I hear that. Yeah, sometimes like, what is that weapon he's holding? It doesn't matter. It looks cool.
yeah.
Um,
Probably grappling gun type deal. Oh, he
well,
did Wonder Woman too. Wow.
yeah, dude is super prolific. Definitely, folks, please go check out Raza's stuff because I just think it's a great deep dive, and you can tell that he's familiar with the characters based on the sort of things he's works into these. So there's a lot of thought going into his artwork,
Uh,
and
One
it's
of the guys in the Bat Force was really into art history.
okay.
Um, yeah, so I'm gonna shoot this over to him. I don't know if he's seen it before, but I think he would like this type of work.
Yeah, man,
It's beautiful.
I
A
geek
lot of
out too.
detail.
Yeah, there's like some Klimt. Yeah, for the art history buffs, there's all sorts of stuff going on in these. Great takes, different takes on Wonder Woman. We got your Selena
Oh
Kyle
wow.
going on. Look at that, all this stuff. It's like, yeah, dude, he gets the characters as well. So
Yeah.
yes, it's in a reimagining, but it's also like, no, he understands these characters. We've seen that. I love this. Like,
Condiment.
how do you do Condiment King, right?
It's funny.
Dope lettering too. That's all hand
Yeah.
done. Cool
I
stuff.
wonder how he does this. Does he do it by like hand, like on
I think it's
paper
digital.
or digital?
I
Okay.
I suspect it's digital from like just from some of the way that this stuff is done. I don't
It
think that's all
looks
like collage work.
watercolorish a little bit.
Yeah, it's probably like in Procreate or something that has a lot of
What's that?
cool brushes.
RXTAR. I gotta look that up.
Oh yeah. Sorry. And on that note, folks, if you're unfamiliar, scrolling across the screen, you say my usual spiel, but there's a QR code down here in this area, and then there's a bit.ly link. At the end of the show, I'll throw up links to everything so you can go check this stuff out because that's kind of a main thing. Check out art, check out great people doing some awesome things, say hello to them, follow them, and support them because that's the only way we're going to defeat our AI overlords.
Where do you stand on that? AI?
Man, I'm not a fan of AI art. I understand where people are. There are some people who are like, but I've got these ideas and I can't execute. And I can understand the temptation.
Mhm.
I will say, then connect with someone who can, or put in some work, and you'll find some joy in it. Like even if you're not the best art, like that's so much of I don't know. For me, as a person who's loved art and many times felt like I couldn't draw or whatever, even though, I definitely had more skills than I gave myself credit for. Um, that's part of it, man. Like, I can't imagine reading comic books and watching TV shows all my life and then not trying to create. No one has to be like great at it, but just like there was something about that as a kid. I'd watch a cartoon and then I'd doodle it, right? Or I'd read a comic book and I was like, how do you? And there have been a couple of different times, even as a little kid and older. I remember me and my cousin created a comic book one time that was a total rip off of like everything. Thunder the Barbarian, some Grandizer stories lumped together. But there's magic in the trying. So I can kind of understand where people are like, if they've been told all their life that they can't draw or whatever. I will tell you, and my guest next week, my friend Marco, who is my high school comic book friend, who we used to draw together, and now he's working in comics. Like he's worked on some great comics for larger companies, but he's also self-published some things and has worked with great authors. Like, I don't know, there was just a time when people would put in the work and be passionate about doing that. And I feel like where we're at now, where people are like, oh, well, I can't do it, so AI helps me. That's the result of, I think, this larger issue in the culture of like my way right away at Burger King now, or, you know, I press a couple buttons and things happen. And I get that where technology is at our fingertips and we make things.
Yeah.
And I feel like we've hit this dangerous point now where AI is doing its thing. And I haven't said this yet, and let me just get this thought out and then I'll pause. The biggest thing, man, is we live in an economy where a tiny portion of human beings get to hoard all the resources. And they often do that by not paying people what they're worth. Like people, like I'm looking at this, right, Raza? Like this person is with not getting paid by, in this case, League of Legends, Arcane, or DC with the other stuff.
Yeah.
But they're creating these beautiful things that are resonating with us because like, oh, that's dope. And I'm learning about Batman. I'm thinking about Batman. So these corporations should be like, damn, that's cool. Thanks for the free advertising, buddy. And like, it's beautiful. All that said, like, man, they hire artists all the time. They spit them up and chew them out. Like, that's a real thing. And now we're at the point where they're like, can we explore not needing them at all? And that's frustrating as all hell. So like, as long as we're in the mode where labor is, you know, like people need to work for a living and labor is exploited and art tends to be, you know, like devalued. Like they'll value it when they can't get it elsewhere. And then the second they can figure out how to mass produce it, they're like, yeah, we don't need to pay you no more.
Exactly, yeah.
Like we know the stories we love Jack Kirby. People talk about him all the time. But man, if you look at that dude's career and what he and his family were able to reap or not reap from his labor, and how much the people who owned it were able to reap from his work.
How much Stan Lee was able to, you know, and he's a legend.
So fast forward to 2026. Well, I can write a prompt and I can create this thing. It's really sketchy to me. How about you, Grumps?
Yeah. I am somewhat...
And you're open. You're entitled to your opinion. So even if it's like, no, I love it. Yeah.
I'm somewhat in the middle. I'm with you, right? Like I'm totally with everything that you said. At the same time, I feel like it's too late. Like this argument needed to be had 10 years ago, if not longer.
Right.
And people, you know, artists are you know, funny people. They're all up in arms about, you know, stealing art and, you know, blah, 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 blah. Guys, like, that's the least of our problems at the moment. And even in terms of AI is everywhere. I work for a financial institution. We had a meeting last week of how they're going to start incorporating AI. Like, it's not just your art, you know. You have to think bigger in terms of humanity, like you were saying, Brick, jobs and corporate exploitation and capitalism, which is, you know, the big villain in the room with all of us.
Bigger than the Joker, folks.
Yeah. So I get it. You're upset about, you know, cat memes or what me posting cat meme videos and what I get it, but think of it's a little bit bigger than that. And yeah, I wish people would expand that, it's not just about your art, it's about our whole existence,
And I think there's that element. I think there's a way to bridge that conversation, right? And I think people
Yeah.
feel it where they feel it, where it hits them the most. And I think that's why it makes sense to me that
That's a good point.
there
Yeah.
there are artists who are like, oh, this part of it. And so I think that's the work of helping, broaden the conversation and make the connection between, oh, okay, yeah, you're right. This is what's happening in art. And this is what has happened to whatever automation of, I don't know, everybody's jobs, factory jobs, past,
exactly.
right? Or yeah. Well, I don't know. That's a much larger conversation.
Yeah.
But that was beautiful. But
Yeah.
so I think that is partially why I'm like, hey, dude, check out, like, we live in a world where we have access to all this stuff like Instagram, and I'm discovering, I say discovering like Christopher Columbus, sorry. But like for me, finding these things that existed that I never saw before. And I'm like, okay, probably a bunch of folks here are like, yeah, I've been following this guy for a while. But if you haven't, I'd love to platform and be like, hey, check this out, man. This is cool stuff. And I acknowledge their work. And I hope that they get their due. I mean, look at that, man. Look at that Miles right there with his Star Boy.
Okay.
Clever shirt there. This dude's doing some great stuff, and he kind of spans different properties. I just took a bunch that like I'm super into, different takes on Miles.
The Dr. Doom was great,
right? Look at that. Especially when we're gonna get like, I want this figure, give me this figure. Someone put that together on Allegiance or anything, really. You could even do that.
I mean, could you imagine these designs as action figures? Amazing.
Yep. And I would hate to see it. It's very similar, but some companies like, yeah, that's a great design. Let's make the action figure and not pay this guy. But I digress. All right, let's take a look at some other ephemera.
That's corporate America for you.
It is. I think you named it, and so if people are uncomfortable with that larger conversation, I get it. But
it's too bad.
I'm happy to have that conversation.
I don't want to curse on your show, but it's too bad.
No, you're good. You're good. I think after the first 10 minutes or whatever. But let me just also say this. Shout out to Raza again. He has a shop. I'll put that in the link. If folks want to go check that out too, and you like his stuff, and you want prints or whatever, check it out. It's great stuff. I think it's really great stuff. And prints are easier to store than your action figures. So let's talk some photos, some Bat photos. I'm curious, as a big Batman fan, do you particularly go out and look for Batman photos? Kind of fill your feed?
I don't, but I follow a lot of toy photographers. So, it pops up a lot. And I love to see it,
Well, shout out to Davy Kurnia. I don't know Davy, but your work is fantastic. The posing, there's something that feels like a cool Mirage crossover between Batman and the Turtles here.
There's a whole like comic book cover vibe going on here.
Mm-hmm. It absolutely looks like, and I wonder, I don't know, there must have been I haven't read a Batman and Turtles crossover. Have you? Is there such a thing?
There's a couple, yeah.
Okay.
There's a couple.
But none of this is necessarily a direct take on the cover. Okay.
I don't know what turtle. I wonder what turtles these are. There's so many different turtles.
These look. Are these not the Mezco? I assume they were, because those are the ones. I didn't buy them, but they look like the best ones to me. But size-wise, next to this guy, I don't even know a Batman. Is that a Mafex?
Mafex, yeah.
Yeah.
Mafex,
so that could work.
Batman.
A Mezco next to a Mafex, because the Mafex.
Why not?
Let's see. What does it say? The power of reading only works when they write it in there. So they didn't.
Yeah.
How about this? What'd you think of this? Some Dark Knight Returns action.
Great figure. Great figure.
Looks great in this too. I love the details.
That was my figure of the year last year.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
No problems with the suit. Suit moves
No,
out of the way.
No, moves great.
And this was by not In Art, Muff Toys.
Muff Toys, yeah.
Muff Toys. Is that licensed or no? Is Muff Toys
I don't think
unlicensed?
so, because I think they called it Dark Knight Vigilante or something.
Got it. See our AI conversation earlier.
Yeah.
I buy unlicensed third-party stuff all the time, so
Yeah.
I'm just as much of the problem as anybody.
I know. Me too. Yeah.
What's up, Alpha Red? I'm with you. That Batman and Turtles look great. Shout out again to Dave Kurnia for that. And then this is featured by the Toy Daddies. But this shot is really dope as well. Yeah. Mundo. What is it? Mundo Quadros Photograph. Oh my God. Come on, dude. Oh, and it's all that. So
yeah, it's a lot.
Mundo Quadros Fotografia.
Very nice.
Dope stuff. Cool smoke work. Yeah, I think it's cool. It looks like mostly practical. I don't know. Maybe that smoke is done, but regardless, I think it captures that movie pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably a light directly behind Batman, and then he just probably used a smoke canister or something. Right?
That's what I'm thinking too. Looks all practical. Yeah. Do you care much, like when these Batman movies come out? How do you tackle each one? Do you just kind of go in like, yes, it's Batman, or do you have that similar vibe of like, okay, what are they going to do to my favorite character?
That vibe. Okay, yeah. What are they going to do to my favorite character? Like what?
So which ones have passed the Grumps test? That you're like, okay, I like these.
Top movie, Batman Begins. Hey, Machu.
What's up, Machu?
Love the Batman. Those are my top.
Okay.
I loved BVS and Batman vs Superman. I get it's not a great movie, it's not perfect, but I loved what they did with Batman, and I would have loved to see more, like a solo Ben Affleck Batman. But
so you liked what Zack Snyder was doing with Batman?
With Batman, yeah, not the whole universe, and that's another
not so much
thing. But
okay,
yeah, yeah, 89 was good for what listen, in 1989, that was all you and I had up to that point was Adam West.
Yeah, exactly.
So that was like amazing,
and he's all in black. Like it was just like so sleek and everything.
Yeah.
His car, his suit. There was something really cool about that.
But his Bruce Wayne wasn't it for me, because I was like, this guy's too small to be like. He looks, he just looks small. His shoulders look small, and everything looks small. Like I said earlier, Bruce Wayne is like James Bond type. He's big and
So in your mind, when you say James Bond, you're more of the Daniel Craig James Bond versus like, because Sean Connery wasn't that big, or I guess Roger Moore was a little bit bigger.
Pierce Brosnan type deal,
okay, athletic,
slick black hair, tall, slender type.
So who got it?
I love the Daniel Craig. Don't get me wrong, I love the Daniel Craig movies.
Right, but who got Bruce Wayne live action right, do you think? Or
Affleck.
Closest?
Ben Affleck.
Okay, interesting.
He's tall, he's a big guy,
He was bulky for those films too.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, he wasn't my favorite, but that's cool. Like, yeah. So Christian Bale not even, huh?
Oh yeah, Christian Bale was great. He's another one, had a real presence to him, real tall guy,
Yeah, he was great. Check out this Hen Roc shot, man. This is some good stuff. Were you a big Hush fan?
Yeah, I have that figure right here behind me.
Okay.
Yeah, Hush is great. I love Hush. Listen, it's not perfect. It's you know, they try to squeeze all the different characters into this 12 issues, and
Right.
it's kind of like a Royal Rumble, but I think they were going for more fun than anything else, right?
That
And
was one of those things that I was there for and wanted to
yeah,
read when I got totally sucked into that hype and enjoyed it. I had a good time with Hush. Like, oh, what's going on here?
and this Hen Roc, what this is, yeah, that's the cover I was thinking of. Yeah,
Yeah, dude, he killed it.
I
So
remember that immediately. That post, he did a great job.
yeah, so good. That and
Hen
then
Roc is the man.
this is my like favorite sustained version of Batman has always been not just the
Oh
Batman
yeah,
the animated series, but even beyond that, especially in Justice League. I love the dynamic of Batman in those the what do they call the Dini?
Paul Dini.
The Paul Dini kind of Justice League.
Yeah,
That was dope, man. I even liked him in what is it, Young Justice. I
Young
like kind of
Justice.
the
Yeah,
role that he played in that too.
yeah,
That's such a good use of Batman. This is a dope shot. Sergeant Bananas, cool, like just alley shot. And even though like he's super animated, 2D looking, flat, but among like a real gritty Dio, it's still cool, man. It's the
yeah. I
vibe.
love it.
Yeah, man. I love
Oh,
this.
that
This
guy
is what I'm
does
talking
great
about.
dials. That Rico.
Right? Look at that.
Yeah,
Reco.
that's great. I've seen his work in other places.
Come on, guys. Museum of Toy Culture. We got to make the
Yeah,
museum. We got to have a section of dios. Let people walk through and see all this stuff in real life. Let's make it happen. Here's Mothrophobia
this is
with
another one. This is another comic book homage.
the classic 66 Batmobile? Or was it a different
It was a
Bat?
different bike.
Okay. Sorry, not Batmobile, Batcycle.
Yeah,
This is cool. I don't know
it's
what the
awesome.
cover's from, but yeah, it's so cool. Like that's Batman zooming through. Cape is moving generally in the right direction with the wind, and he's just running.
And that explosion looks like cotton ball type deal.
Yeah, I know. Like RG makes some of those where
Yeah,
he sells
yeah,
them. Yeah, this is cool. Anyway,
yeah.
I
That's
love
great.
good toy photography, and since you were
Yeah,
here, I was like, all right, let's make it Batman-y.
yeah.
I
No, I'm
love
blown
that.
away by the toy photography. It's amazing.
Yeah, folks have talent. Pierce Brosnan as a Batman,
Yeah,
Bruce Wayne. And then, yeah, he's feeling the Adam West mint with card. All right, let me shift. It's still bat
yeah.
oriented, but I'm stretching the ephemera, but bat related.
Okay,
Brick Something comes from my fandom of being a Lego guy. I
okay.
remember this guy from the Fright Nights back in the day. And again, another talented artist, remijacquot, doing his take, like a classic heroic, super heroic version of that Lego minifig. And this is the kind of stuff where it's kind of stretching a similar muscle. They're like, okay, I'm Jim Lee and I need to do a Batman comic for the 2000 set, and I'm going to do this thing called Hush. And you reinterpret it, like embracing that stuff. So similar muscle, like this is what you're starting with. Now turn it into a comic style art. And this thing is dope.
I mean, first of all, the art is beautiful, and he did an amazing job translating that to, I don't know what you would call it, a person, but
Yeah.
just I love the helmet has the little circle thing, the Lego thing on top.
Yep. Has the
I love
stud on
that.
there.
Yeah.
It's so cool. I'm sure if I turned it around, he knows what's going on. He left a little air hole so that
Yeah,
kids
yeah.
wouldn't choke and suffocate. But yeah, look at that. That's such a cool looking character from
And the
this.
cowl comes down on the chest a little bit. Yeah, that's awesome.
So yeah, check out your artists, folks. This is not AI. Someone took the time to create this. Love it. And so yes, this is file this comment. This is for you and me, buddy. But I love this stuff. And there's the sort of digital pencils.
Basil the Bat Lord.
Beautiful. Yeah, the original. I don't think the original Lego character had a name, so it's kind of cool creating a backstory. And there it
So
is, buddy.
can I ask you a question?
Yeah, what's up?
Where do you stand on like the bootleg Lego toys that are sold at cons and stuff?
Oh, so for if you're not familiar, folks, they got the Lego minifigs and two things. If Lego has a license and uh they have a character and they're basically like copying that, like, yeah, and that's not something I'm interested in buying or supporting. But I
Mhm.
will say, like, I've got a bunch of Marvel X-Men. This is before they had the license to do these things. And I was like, man, well, I'm not going to get minifigs of like New Mutants. I
Yeah.
may have contributed by designing those minifigs and working with someone to print them. But it's an A-full thing, an adult fan of Lego. That was kind of what we did. We redesign or design Lego minifigs, and
Okay.
sometimes there are licenses that we don't have. So like I do it. So yes, I participated in stealing from Marvel Comics and Lego, and I think they're going to be okay.
Yeah.
So sorry to the artists,
Mhm.
but they should be paying you anyway. That said,
Mm.
I've done it, and like there's stuff
Okay.
that just aren't done. Like they have like One Piece ones that my kids are super into that we've been picking up whenever we can find them like relatively cheap on AliExpress. I've got They've done Warhammer ones. They've done all sorts of
Yeah.
stuff. And I was like, wow, that's dope in Lego form. So before I went back to action figures, like proper action figures, like
Yeah.
we do, um, mainly Lego, and man, I went heavy into those. Curious
I
why
grab
is
them
that
once in
something
a
you've
while.
wondered? Okay.
No, just as we're talking about the AI thing and the stealing
Yeah.
and this and that, it's like, oh, I wonder if he buys those figures because I buy them.
Yeah.
They have they have all these bad characters that I'm sure are not being made anytime soon.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I'll grab them
So
and
you collect the Batman ones. Of course you do. Of course
on
you do.
occasion, like if I've seen them at like New York Comic Con. There'll be two or three tables with what seems to be thousands of Legos of all kinds.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh shit, they have Rainbow Batman from such and such book. I gotta grab that one.
Yep. Well,
Um,
when they had the Lego Batman movie, there were a lot of cool things that were happening. Like
mhm,
they had a lot of fun stuff, but yeah, then people overseas were just adding to it and creating random stuff. Um, Conventions, they can get pretty expensive, but if you're down to support those guys, do it. But you can also check out AliExpress. The
okay.
shipping has been a little bit weird lately, especially when the tariffs hit, but
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's come down a little bit. But that's the thing,
Uh,
man. Like, I can say, you asked me, how do you feel about AI? And I spouted, because I do have a sense of where I want to see things move in the world, but I'm human.
yeah. Me
And so
too. Yeah,
filled with contradictions and hypocrisy
absolutely.
and all
Yeah.
of that. So there
No,
you
hey,
go.
listen, I'm with you in the same way.
Complex,
Um,
man. Humans are complex.
yeah.
And the world we move through is complex.
I got another question for you. Have
Yep.
you heard about Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight game, video game?
Oh, the video game.
Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Did you,
looking
did you
forward to
get?
that one.
Yeah, no, the Lego games are super fun.
Yeah.
Again, Marvel guy and a Star Wars guy, but those two, like the both of those games, they had like the kind of free roaming games where you run
Yeah,
across
yeah.
a bunch of different characters. So the Star Wars ones are super fun. Me and the
I
kids
know I
played
played a
them
little
for
bit. Yeah.
spans the entire trilogy and then some. Skywalker Saga and then some, and you got characters running around and building Death Star parts, and then the Marvel one's dope too because yeah, it was like fantasy wish fulfillment from you and I in the 70s when
Yeah.
that, you could have all the characters come in and run against each other. So
They've done a great job with those Lego games.
they're fun. And they like the Lego movie, they will, it's kind of like when we were looking at Raza's art, they get the original source material, but they're also
Yeah.
having fun with it. So yeah. That's cool. When's that due? When's that coming out?
May 29th.
Okay. Okay. All right, let's shift a little to some quick toy stuff, and then we'll get
Sure.
out of here. Let's talk. I don't know if Inhaled Farts is still in
Oh,
here. Inhaled Farts may or may not have some kind of. Oh no, I'm sorry. He's gonna kick my. Sorry, this is a different realm. Let's start
yeah.
there. My bad. Let's go with From the Realm. This is Carlos and Jorge. They showed off their stuff when you and I were at Legion's Con 2
Yeah.
years ago. That was their first sort of public debut. And the tariffs messed up, blew up their plan, but they're still
wow.
working on it. They're still working on it. They're still developing it and getting ready to do it. They've gotten their whole line, for if folks aren't familiar, it's called From the Realm. And they're going to do these sort of different realms of monsters, classic monsters, but focusing on different like iconic looks of them. So this is their From the, I forget what they're calling the vampire one, but this is sort of the realm of the vampire, if you will. So you get classic kind of monstrous bat vampires like this one. So
they were at Legion's Con this past November as well.
okay, and did they show off? They showed off more. That's right. They
Yes,
showed off.
they did, and they look
Right.
beautiful in person.
They showed off some of these figures as well, and I know
Yeah.
they had like a 3D mock-up of the little. I'm forgetting his Dracula's little helper, but I think this is really cool. The Paint Master
Yeah.
looks amazing. If we get that in an action figure, this is see our earlier comments about, oh, that looks cool. Let me put money on it. So that's kind of where I'm at. And then they
And
started
I
to do some.
collected the sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're good.
The Legion's vampire figures. So that one that you just showed that would be right up my alley.
Yeah. This one. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the Legion's inclusion of vampires is dope. And the big ogre one is one of my favorites. And the little Vargs, the little like bat looking guys, I'm all into. So this is going to be great. And I really want to see them do their thing because we're getting all sorts of really cool indie lines. And this is that their sort of thinner body and doing a size comparison with a Frazetta Girls and a AWOC figure. So these toys look really cool. I hope, I hope they do their thing. Maybe not even sooner. I think they're okay and kind of waiting because there are definitely a lot of things coming down the pipe, right? We're going to get Ashen Oath coming up. We got the Mythic Legions RPG right now. Vonberg Studios is doing Ashen Oath. We've got the Pirates coming through. So there's going to be a couple of
Pirates
things.
look great.
Yeah.
They had those at Legion's Con as well.
Tide Realm Corsairs. So, I mean, like we said, man, it's like you can go and buy some Mattel figs, and then these other companies are here. So there's like so many choices right now. And again, I'm going to pull an indie and say it all belongs in a museum someday, Museum of Toy Culture. That's our exit plan, folks.
That's it. Let's do it. Can't AI that. You got to have the physical toys.
Exactly.
What did you what did you get in on the Legion's game?
Right now I am backed, and I've gotten some of the elf guy. What is he? A rogue, and a rogue kit to make him the cape and the jaguar. And then,
I got that kit. Yeah.
And then what is her name? She's not quite a sorcerer or a wizard. I think she's a wizard. The Asian woman with the cowl, and then you can turn her into a druid. So far, I've gotten those two figures.
Okay.
I was torn on the game. Like I'm totally down to play the game, but I also don't know that I could commit to doing it in the time that it's going to take. So I've shied away from actual game stuff. How about you?
Me too. The game is not my deal.
Okay.
Yeah, in terms, like you said, in terms of the time and there's a real big commitment to that. Apparently, that it's not. I don't think it's. I guess you could casually play it, but I don't. I think it requires.
Even playing it is like a couple of hours probably to get through.
I did the 6 figures.
Oh, you got the kit, the whole set.
Yeah.
Look at you.
The 6.
You said you do all-ins. That's an all-in?
No. But it's not the game though. No, it's not.
Sure.
And yeah, I said, "Oh, why not? I want to participate." And it's such a fun community, the Legions community.
Yeah, man. It really is really good folks and just really good toys. Like all the stuff that I
Yeah,
see our conversation earlier about art, right? And just appreciating art. Like I look at these things and I'm blown away all the time, man. I'm
yeah.
looking at the scapular and just like, wow, what a one cool design, two like execution. So I don't know. I'm definitely in it, but I also find myself in this in terms of exit strategies, struggling a little bit because there's so many toys that like I can't. Putting all my eggs in one basket is getting tougher and tougher, right? So it's like, oh, but I want to check this out, and I think they're aware of that because man, the pace that Four Horsemen is making stuff for you to buy is like I get it. It's smart because they're like, yeah, there's an increase in competition as well, and like there are definitely collectors with wandering eyes. So
You got that right.
so let's keep them busy. Give them more stuff to buy.
I was told like Chamba when I talked to him, or the toy page I've told, and like you guys, when you can, need to get over to Legions Con.
Yeah,
For creative type people, it is an amazing place. Like I can imagine it's an inspirational place to be because
yeah. If
so many
Chamba
talented individuals there.
100%, and if Chamba like didn't live in
Yeah,
Australia,
yeah.
like man, that would be like, dude, why haven't you gone? But I totally
Even though he
understand why
doesn't
he hasn't
collect
gone.
legions, like you would
No,
still enjoy yourself.
yes, he would be like, wow, this is amazing.
Yeah,
Like you said, a concentration of creativity, not just in the legions people and the customizing alone is pretty wild, right?
yeah,
But all the like From the Realm was there, Brutal Realm was there,
yeah,
Galactic Valor was there. All these people trying to do new toys have gone there because really like because of the house that Four Horsemen built, right? They
yeah,
helped with McFarlane start the adult collector thing and have been pushing the indie thing for the last 10 years of Mythic Legions, 25 as a studio. So I love that they embrace, like they've got their whole like designer indie toy showcase that they've got. You got Wade there. It's cool.
yeah.
Like it is definitely a great place for people interested in creativity in general, and then like the art of the toy. So
I
it'd be great to have them there.
I only started collecting them 3 years ago. I think I got my first one just before I went to Legions Con. Like I was just going just to see people and
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, um, yeah. Well, what an incredible line, and what a great con that is.
Definitely, definitely. And Josh Brown, I hear you. We're definitely ending on that, but let me close out with a couple more sort of bat related. I figured
Okay.
out it's kind of batty. This is Meta Travelers. They're another one of these indie toy companies
Yeah.
who showed their stuff kickstarted a while back, kickstarted. Sorry, they successfully finished their Kickstarter campaign. They're in the process of making them, and more it looks like they're getting closer to the finish line. And they've been, updating a lot of folks, updating a lot on Instagram and the campaign itself. But they've been doing a lot of behind the scenes stuff that I really appreciate, like the sort of concept of this and how they
Okay.
go through and design their work and how they've like concept art for it, working through ideas. So to me, I look at this just like I do that Raza art, just like an admire. Like, what are they looking at? Oh yeah, well, let's take a look at this, cloak figure and
Oh,
this
okay. Yeah.
spawn figure. And I love that, man. I love the behind the scenes.
Yeah.
How does it come to be and what are they inspired by? And
I've been seeing this line for years. At least 3 years. I remember them at Legions Con.
Yep.
And New York Comic Con. So I have not pre-ordered any, but yeah, once these make it to the market, I'll take a look.
they've also got like pop and swap. So all of this is like
Yeah.
removable. And there's an update they did like a couple weeks ago that I didn't realize how much they're doing it, but they're fully going for like a Legions style, not compatible with
okay.
Legions at all. Not compatible with Legions, but
Yeah.
pops of pop and swap and like all the armors and everything kind of popping on and off. And of course, they were sculpted by the Four Horsemen. They worked with the Horsemen to do the sculpting.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah. It's been a while. It's definitely been at least 3 years. Them and Galactic Valor kind of went around the same time. And, you know, having worked with the AWOC folks, we're fielding those questions all the time, and it sucks that things get delayed. But
you worked with the AWOC folks?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
With trying to
Okay.
And so
that's another
I know
line that I bought. I went all in on the first 2 waves.
they're coming. And so, it's, I will tell you, man, like, it's not for the lack of trying.
Yeah.
And there's all sorts of stuff. But like, that's why I know like a lot of folks are like, where's that Meta Traveler stuff? It's taking forever. And I get it. I get the frustration, but also like, they're not an outlier. I know sometimes people see folks deliver quickly and they just sort of assume, why can't everyone? But that's kind of just, just not the way it works. Like between these guys, I mean, even Savage Crucible, they're still working on getting us wave 3. Like, you know, things take time.
I don't have any Savage Crucible yet.
Oh, they're beautiful.
I have one on the way. The ZoloCon exclusive. My friend picked
you got
it up.
The cat guy?
Yeah, that'll be my first one. My friend picked it up for me, so.
You lucky bastard. Good for you, man. That's a great one.
Yeah.
I just wanted to show people a little bit of this, and then a couple of customs that I just thought were really cool. I have no cute bat connection at all, but Monster Machine Creations shared this, and I was like, that is cool. I want to see more characters like that, full on, you know, missing an arm, but just the rough post-apocalyptic or fantasy look of that. I dig this. I like the overall paint.
This is giving me some Brutal Realm vibes. This figure.
Yes, for sure. And so there's that one. Just some quick looks. I love this Storm. I wanted to look at her, but look at that head, man.
Yeah.
I'm definitely in the face paint mode right now. So there was that Mythic Legions figure where they had the painted head that people were saying that looks like Red Sonja or whatever, that Red Sonja. And when I saw her the face paint, I was like, yes, I want more of that. And so I've been seeing all these customs come across my feed. It's like, yes, like just those markings, give them to me. And I know borderline get like cultural appropriation, but you know, it's a fantasy thing. It's a fun fantasy thing.
No, that's fine.
And here's a different High Priestess by Skelisauria that I just thought was, pretty damn amazing. Why aren't you going? There you go. So to your point, this is the kind of stuff you would see at
for sure.
Legions Con, right?
For sure.
Great stuff, man. Great stuff. All right. Let's shift gears as we close out, friends. Let me bring this up. And Josh Brown was on point. Oh, look, I backed for a week, $6. That sucks, Brick. No, yeah, he did. Let's see. No, that's not the Josh Brown comment I was looking at. Josh Brown was pointing out, hey, this is not toy related, but don't forget Irwin's Kickstarter that's happening right now.
Okay, yeah.
So the Angriest Warrior, Crooked Crucible, #1. So he's got this comic book that he's working on with Warwick Walker. We talked about it when he was on the channel, talked about this Angriest Warrior character. It's hilarious stuff, and I'm flattered that he included a couple of us in some of his drawings of a different comic book. Irwin's.
Oh, that's cool.
Irwin's dope, man. Look at this, the artwork. That is, just pause on that. That's like some classic Puss Head. If you're familiar with that artist, did a lot of like the Metallica artwork back in the day, or like old classic horror comics.
That's like the old Marvel, 70s Marvel type horror comics.
The stuff where, you know, that invoke the comic code back in the day.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, this guy is super prolific. Folks should watch Irwin's channel too, where he'll do live streams of him just drawing and kind of talking. Yeah, see, he got the reference. What's up, Rick Jones? But yeah, this Kickstarter is is going. They've passed the goal. I think it pledged in the first day. This relatively low goal, but it's to print the comics, and he just takes this money. Him and all his partners take the money, and then it ends up in the next thing. Yeah, Bernie writes in for that sort of horror vibe, and then definitely he sees Pusshead, and he sees some Kelly Jones.
Yeah, Kelly Jones. Yeah.
But check out the campaign, folks. I'll drop it right now in the chat for the folks that are with us live. If I can even find it.
He funded, so that's cool.
Yeah, he funded, and it's just going from there. I'm in for the digital stuff. I might do a digital stuff and get a card from him, because he's doing for $25. He will do a hand-drawn trading card with his art for you too, because this guy is wild. So definitely go check that out. Yeah, you're familiar with his stuff, right? Through like
he was on with Wade a couple of months ago. I'm familiar with him.
Yeah,
nice guy as well.
Super nice. And it turns out we went to the same high school.
No way.
Didn't realize it. Yeah, till after we started talking. Take a look at his line work is killer, and he's got such a variety of style too, and he can nail it.
He does, yeah.
So I follow his Instagram is amazing, because he'll show his current stuff, but he'll also go back to some of his old work, and it's just really, really cool. He'll do takes on characters that we love, not unlike what Raza did with Batman. So worth checking out. Go back. Erwin's latest Kickstarter. He's like a Kickstarter master. He's done several Kickstarters now. Because it's an indie comic thing, right? Get the support. So we love ourselves some indie action figures. We love ourselves some
big
indie
on
comics.
Kickstarter, right?
What's that?
Comics are big on Kickstarter.
Yep. In the day and age where how do you cut through, right? And either do you bother trying to get a distribution deal or a major, work with a major publisher, or do you just do it yourself? And comics are a little simpler. And I don't mean to say it's easy, because it's not easy, but it's simpler than all the molding and the sculpting of this. So it's something that I think is pretty accessible. A couple $1,000 you're looking for, people back for a couple bucks. You get enough people, you go pay, you get it done, and they actually the turnaround's pretty quick too. Yep. Yeah. And the turnaround's pretty quick. So you can do the digital and you can do the physical copies relatively quick. So check out Erwin Papa's stuff. And then let's close with a little like community thing. That's, I know, not super fun, but it's important. We lost a good member of our community in toy collecting. So Ed Valdez, owner of Hidden Temple Toys and co-host with Mikey, who Figure Report, a goat himself. Unfortunately passed away in a tragic car accident, and he was a family man, had children, a spouse, a wife. They ran independent toy shop together, and was just really cool. I barely knew Ed, but was lucky. Like right around this time, WonderCon last year, I got to run into Mikey and Ed. I barely talked to Ed and got to talk with Mikey just a little bit, but I heard this, and this is like, this is a member of our community. Yeah. You and I were talking about capitalism earlier, and being an independent toy shop owner. Man, I can't imagine how challenging it might be to suddenly lose your husband, lose your father.
It's
awful. Yeah, man. Much love to Mikey and his family. So I wanted to honor, he does have a GoFundMe, because where I was going with the capitalism bit is that, man, it is expensive to live, and it is expensive to be sick, and it is expensive to pass on. And so whatever folks can do to support that, either through this GoFundMe or go to Hidden Temple Toys online, go buy some toys, get, walk away with some toys from it if you want and help support the family. The word is that they're going to continue with the toy shop and everything. Sorry, what were you going to say, Grumps?
I just wanted to say, first of all, like while we're on the subject of Ed, rest in
Yeah.
peace and condolences to his family. And Mikey went live yesterday from Hidden Temple Toys, and he showed the whole store. It's a beautiful store. So if you're down in the, I think, Selma, North Carolina area, Raleigh, stop in the store. Quick story, one of my best friends, he lives down in Raleigh, and I forwarded Mikey's video to him, and he's a big G.I. Joe collector. I said, bro, you got to go, when you get a chance, go check out the store. And he went down today, and he was able to buy something at the shop. So yeah, so it's a great shop, great people. So yeah, go support it if you can.
Go support it. Send love to the family. Send
And
the
share,
thoughts. Send the love.
Josh Brown is oh God, Josh
that's
Brown,
right.
I think, is doing the giveaway for the store.
Thank you for that. That's right.
Yeah.
Josh Brown has a effort to raise some funds. There's some fundraiser options. You can check it out on joshbrowncustoms.com. That's another way you can support. Love to see it, man. I love seeing it on people's streams. I've loved people talking about it. I love that, Wade and other folks have talked about that.
Yeah.
Jay from Geek Dad Life, who's probably starting a show right now. I know they're in that area, that part of the world. So it was nice to see them talking about it. And then here's someone like Josh putting together a couple of items that you can buy, and proceeds go to helping out Ed and his family. Looks like a lot of these have already been sold out, which is awesome.
Good.
Beautiful stuff too, man. See, this is what's up, man. This is like creative people coming together to support.
And if you
check it
can't
out,
support, just at least share, share on your social.
Yeah.
Spread the awareness.
So much going on, Grumps. So shout out to them and the family.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, man. Sorry, that was a random segue. You were about to say something.
No.
Okay.
I'm done.
Shout out to you, and thank you for coming to hang out.
Thank you for the invite.
On the news,
this is
man.
Amazing.
Cool, man. And so, can you tell us a little bit more before you go? What else you got going on? Is the what's up with the podcast? I think the last time I saw you on there was in the holidays time.
Podcast, I think we're trying to, relaunch it. Everybody's lives, got busy and changed throughout the years.
Yeah.
So it's difficult. But I think we're trying to bring it back. We it's a work in progress.
Okay.
Right now.
Cool. But in the meantime, we see you pop up every now and then, hanging out with your Asian friends, me and Kevin.
Oh,
and,
dude, this is my, this is my my novella. This is my sitcoms.
There you go. Yeah. These are my stories. I'm watching my stories.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm a single parent, and it's difficult to carve out social time, outside of the house. So this is how I socialize, and I've made some great friends. So it's amazing.
Up. Yeah. See the comments earlier with Ed and everything. We truly are like, this is folks coming together. You were saying earlier, like the comics, there was a day where like we weren't super comfortable talking about our stuff in public.
No.
But now we're like, no, man, let's get together every couple of days online and celebrate toys and, help each other out when folks need it. And that's what's up. So,
and through that, you learn about people's lives and families. And it's great.
Right on. So I guess we'll just keep looking out, following you on the socials. All that info will be down in that QR code and the URL that's popping up, as well as everything else we talked about today, probably in about 15 minutes. And then we can figure out like when you're going to be on again. So, and I've seen you pop up on Toy Megos, on Sentinels, everywhere on Toying Around.
I have gosh, I'm gonna be on with Jesse.
Collection Nexus.
Collection
Yes.
Nexus. I
Overdue.
gotta nail down a date.
Okay.
But I'm gonna do that. It's if you don't mind, it's amazing to be invited on these shows. I don't have any talent other than running my mouth. But
Come on now.
you guys invite me on, and it's greatly appreciated.
Yeah, man, it's not just the town. It's like, let's hang out. Like you said, this is
Yeah.
socializing, man. Like, this is cool. This is us talking about the thing that we love with people who get it. And like from you, I get to like get inside into Batman because I like, I'm a adjacent. And so it's cool, man. And I get to throw out my crazy ideas about exit
Look, you said
strategies and
you're
museum stuff.
adjacent to Batman. It's not really your thing, but I'm here as much as possible watching your show because I enjoy the conversation and
Yeah, man. Thank
personality,
you.
and I appreciate your friendship as well.
For sure, man. I appreciate that too. All right, folks. Well, I hope everybody has a good week. Things are wild, and we kind of got real enough. But just stay safe out there. Things are.
Yeah.
We need Batman. We need Superman, and hopefully they'll arrive soon.
We need Superman for this one.
Yeah, but everyone be safe. Shout out to Mikey, to Ed, the whole family, and everybody who's watching tonight. Grumps, thank you very much. You go handle being Papa Bear and all your duties. I know what that's like. All right, everybody. And here's a question. How about this someday?
I'm just trying to maybe, one of these days. Maybe.
Okay. We got a kind of a commitment. And kind of. All right, man. Everybody, thank you very much. I don't know what's going on this week, but next week, hang out, come back. My buddy Marco Finnegan, aka Marco Magallanes, how I knew him. Comic book artist, dope guy. Just come back Sunday, 3:45 Pacific here.
I'll be here.
All right, Grumps. This is where we awkwardly say goodbye to everybody. Boom. To you playing music, and goodbye, everybody. Have a great week.
Later.
You can hear me over the music, but I'm hitting end stream.